More now on the results of last night's Iowa caucuses. Former President Trump easily winning the first contest of the 2024 race.
The director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, is back with us. Hello, Charles.
Hello.
Good to see you. Well, not a lot of suspense at the top of the ticket.
No.
Trump reached that 50% threshold. What is the significance of that?
Well, we finally have actual votes. I mean, that really is the significance. That this, not that there was a lot of doubt that Trump would win this, but he got 51%. That's very respectable, and a big margin between DeSantis in second place. So, big margin as well as high vote count.
But there's only 110,000 votes cast.
And that's notable. That's down from 187,000 8 years ago, the last time there was a contested Republican caucus. I don't know how much to make of that, given the weather and everything. And given Trump's big lead, it wasn't like it was expected to be a nail-biter. New Hampshire next week will be interesting to see if turnout is down from previous New Hampshire primaries, though. So we'll learn a little bit about that. I think, you know, DeSantis got the second place finish that he really needed, but only by 2 percentage points more than what Haley got. So the two of them are really still neck and neck there.
They both think they got a ticket out of Iowa. So now what happens moving forward?
Yeah, I think that's right. That had DeSantis finished a distant third, that would have really been a damaging thing for his campaign. Haley wanted to finish a strong second. She didn't get that. So an open question is, does she have real momentum going into New Hampshire next week or not? But neither of them did poorly enough to be out. Neither of them did well enough to be the dominant, clear second place candidate.
And DeSantis is skipping New Hampshire. He's went right to South Carolina. Haley is putting all her eggs in the New Hampshire basket.
She basically has to. Trump is strong in Haley's home state of South Carolina, which is coming up later. She really needs to show that she can go head-to-head with Trump. And so in that, DeSantis not trying to campaign there really does give Haley the opportunity to go one-on-one with Trump in a state that she's doing better than she is in other states. See if she can carry that out. News reports today say she's launching a substantial attack ad campaign against Trump, something she's been really reticent to do prior to now.
New Hampshire voters are not quite the same as Iowa voters. So do you have to wait to see what happens in New Hampshire to kind of officially say Trump is the real deal? He's back.
I think that's right. New Hampshire is a very different state than Iowa. It doesn't have the level of conservative evangelical Christians that Iowa does. And it's a sort of northeastern state in which people have interesting mix of libertarian views as well as conservative Republican views. Still, let's not miss that Trump is still leading in the polls there, even though he's not leading by the gigantic margins that he was leading in Iowa. And this is just this coming Tuesday, so there's not a whole lot of time for the race to change between now and Election Day in New Hampshire.
And we lost two more candidates.
We did.
Ramaswamy and Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, you know, didn't get to 1% last night, I don't think, but Ramaswamy got 8%, almost 8%. So there's definitely a shift there of taking the low percentage candidates off. If you think of the ballot next week, it's going to have more candidates named on the ballot because they've already qualified and the ballots are printed. But I do think we really are looking at Haley's chance to show that even if she can't quite beat Trump, she could come awfully close. If she surprises everybody and actually beats him there, that's a big deal. If she falls short by quite a bit, then that really does seem like the last chance for her and the opposition to Trump.
And when is the last time the winner of the Iowa caucus went on to win the presidency? It's been a long time.
It
20
has
or 30 years?
George W.?
I believe that's right. These early events are not always indicative. The only way you can spin that the other way is that people who win both of them generally have gone on to win.
Oh, interesting.
But we've seen an awful lot of people win one or the other and not be heard of again.
Gone forever. I mean, it's going to be an interesting race.
I mean, it is, and I think Trump's dominance is there. You see it in the exit polls, which showed him winning almost every demographic group. Only voters under 30 was the one group I saw that he lost.
Despite all of his legal ongoing problems.
And there are differences. You see college-educated folks voted for him 30% less than non-college folks in Iowa. But on the other hand, he still won the college-educated as well as the non-college people. So he's strong across the board in the Republican Party.
It's going to be interesting next week.
It will be.
I'm sure we'll see you then. Charles, thank you.
Thanks, Charles.
All right, well, the final check of your forecast coming up.